That Winston Churchill.
I got my
It's the
Romeo and Juliet.
Well, I think this is called. I forget the name of it. It's a Winston Churchill.
Yeah. And we're on
the Churchill. Okay.
And we're on our second scotch, right?
Yes. In fact, I just got mine.
Huh?
Poured again. I just got mine out here.
Cheers. How is it affecting you? The first one, it's not that bad for me.
No, it's not that bad. But of course, I had just right after I ate breakfast. I had some eggs and ham for breakfast, and of course that was good.
I had corned beef hash and crumpets for breakfast. I wanted something to sit in my stomach like a rock.
Well, those crumpets may do it. If anybody joins, can you see them on here?
There's 3 people that have joined so far. Smoking Sai, Yusuf. Thanks for coming and watching.
Yeah, Yusuf.
So we've had Hillbilly Piper. Thanks for joining us. So we've had, this is our second scotch. We've had breakfast and our first cigar of the day.
Yeah. Just got mine lit. Just got mine started.
You'll have to watch my video where I light it at the first part. But I had kind of a goofy hat on, but I thought Winston wore all different hats, so I thought I'll wear one like this for him.
Yeah, that's all right. So the purpose of this is, and what brought this on was.
Say it again, Bob.
The purpose of this is, and the reason we did this at this time is
because it's our first cigar, and this is kind of the before video. So as we go on, you'll start to see if we're making it. You can put little bets on the side or something like that.
It's the celebration of.
Oh, sorry, Winston Churchill. Yesterday was his birthday, and because I had to work, we decided to do it today, December 1st. And this was Winston's challenge, or it wasn't his challenge. He did this every day. This was his way of life.
Hello.
I can't say it. Sorry, but Kroon Solaf, thanks for watching.
He's going with Bob. Anyhow, he was born on November 29th or November 30th, 1874.
Yep.
And lived to be 90 years old, and did it by smoking about 10 to 15 cigars every day.
Yeah. Yusuf, you traitor. He's going with you, Bob. I'd go with Bob, too.
Well, we never know. How's your cigar?
As I said before, we're on our second scotch, and it's going good. I'm surprised. I could get used to having a scotch in the morning.
Yeah, I was too. I didn't know how it would go after eggs. But it does pretty good.
I left mine out in my pub shed last night, so it's pretty cold. I don't need ice. So, again, this is kind of more just like the before video. That's a safe answer, Hillbilly.
I got experience behind me. Been there, done that.
I bet you have.
Anyhow, this was an inspiration to read about Churchill and all what he did, and had an interesting life, and it really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Stony, welcome. This is the before video of what it's going to be like. So we're on our first cigar, second scotch, and I'm feeling just about ready to face the Germans. Not quite.
Well,
how about you, Bob?
Well, that's funny because I got German blood in me.
I know you do.
You are facing the Germans.
I'll tell you a funny story. When my son was young, he really enjoyed playing Indiana Jones, and he loved the shows and the toys. And of course, who Indiana Jones was always fighting,
hello, minstrel,
was the Germans. So I would always say, "Bloody Germans bombed our fish and chip shop," and he would laugh at that. Well, one day, my son and I were sitting at the table in the kitchen with his Indiana Jones toys on, and Scotty went, "Bloody Germans," and my wife had like a nervous breakdown, and she went, "There's nothing wrong with Germans. I'm a German." And Scotty goes, like the old Captain Kirk, he went, "No!"
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with Germans. My grandpa, my dad's dad, is half German, so. Uncle Mike.
Hello, Mike. Yeah, this is number 2 for me.
Yep, number 2 scotch and the first cigar. So, any last minute questions before we start for the day? We had our breakfasts. Bob had ham and eggs. I had corned beef hash and crumpets. I wanted something to sit in my stomach like a rock.
This is a Churchill. It's called I think it's called Country. This is a Country Boy Churchill.
This is a Romeo and Juliet.
I did read about it, and we're probably going to talk about it next time. How when Winston Churchill went down to Cuba, that's when he picked up the cigar habit. He never had that before then.
Yeah, it wasn't until he went to Cuba and picked up the scotch habit when he was fighting the Boer in Africa, because the water wherever I think if it was when he was captured and as a prisoner of war, he couldn't drink the water safely enough that they put the scotch in to sanitize it. Yusuf, we're going to be smoking about 7-8 pipes or cigars today, so this is the first of many.
Yeah. Anyhow, his mom caught him smoking cigarettes at a young age. So she offered him a pony and something if he'd stop smoking the cigarettes. And of course, he did for about 2 or 3 months, and then he started picking it up on the side. He always hid it from her, but she could actually smell it on his clothing. But then when he went down to Cuba, and he was only down there about 3 months, 2 or 3 months, but he really, really got into the cigars. And good, Syed. Light one up. Join us.
Yeah. So Mike asked, what's next on our list? More scotch, more cigars. Around in an hour's time, Winston would go for a walk. So I'm going to go out for a walk around my yard. And
I'm going to take my dog for a walk.
yeah, and then Bob will take his dog for a walk, and then we'll have lunch. It's going to be Bob's time, so noon for Bob, 11 for me. We'll have our lunch and our champagne, and then we'll come back and do the next part 2 of the live with the brandy and a cigar again. So this time, I think after the champagne, we might be a bit different in acting.
Well, I'm thinking positive. I think we're going to spread it out enough, and we're going to have enough exercise. We're going to be all right.
Well, Winston said, I was watching a documentary about him last night, and he said, Ed, how you doing? And he said,
Hello.
Winston said, the difference between someone who is a drunk and someone who's a heavy drinker is the drunk drinks their drink fast, and the heavy drinker sips it and enjoys it. So I think that's our trick. We sip it and we enjoy it, and we still can keep to the same timeline, don't you think?
Yes. Ed, thanks for the shout out yesterday. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was really good. So Ed, Timber Drifter, how are you doing?
Sorry you're at work.
You'll have to join us later in spirit.
Yes.
Patter Piper.
Peter, yeah. Patter Piper.
So we're on our second scotch and our first cigar to the guys that came new. And Bob and I are both smoking Churchill cigars.
Pipes.
Now, are you doing your own video besides Bob? Have you been filming bits?
I haven't yet.
I started right away.
Oh, you're filming this too?
Yeah, so I'm doing my own video, but I started right away this morning, and I'll continue doing the video.
Here's a video of a live of the challenge. The Winston.
Ed, join us if you have today off. Join us. If you don't have any cigars, have a pipe with us.
Yes. This is going to look unusual. Recording a recording.
But I'm pleasantly surprised at how nice the scotch is.
Yes.
This early in the morning.
Me too. Always had that thing you don't drink before noon.
I think Winston was onto something here.
But actually, when I had my job with the airline, and we would have those morning flights.
no, you stop.
We'd have first class service, and we'd have morning drinks.
Pardon?
Are you seeing the chat?
Yeah, I've got my iPad up.
Well, I got mine on. For instance, like I just saw Armchair Ed just say,
you always have. Yeah, you guys are lucky. I've got what, 20, 25, and the way they get their way, I have 25, 30 years left to work.
You don't have 30 years left.
Huh?
You don't have 30 years left.
Well, if they want you to work till 72 now. I didn't think, Patter Piper, that I would like the soda water with the scotch, but I don't mind it. What do you think, Bob?
I like it. I am surprised. This does taste good this morning. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I thought this would be it's really good. And for some reason, it does just seem to enhance the tobacco, the cigar.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
So it's guys ask us some questions so we can. It's hard to think of what to talk about.
Actually, I like it. I like it when they talk among themselves. That they actually get a lot better out of it then.
That's true.
Coffee break time. All right.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? We're on our second scotch and our first cigar.
I love Kevin's videos. He does
The
such
way
a
when
good.
Kevin starts his video, he gets you right into it with the music and stuff. TMMW, how you doing?
Hello, TM. Yes, Jersey does such a good job. He's almost like a professional.
Oh, it is a professional. We're both smoking Churchill pipe, or sorry, cigars. I keep on saying silly pipe.
No pipe here.
Right?
Hello.
Somebody tried calling me. I've been getting all these phone calls saying that I owe student loans. I haven't owed a student loan in 20 years.
Well, I turned on my computer today and I had something on there. Said your computer's been hacked. Click here. Da, da, da. There's so much crap going on there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys did the new update. If you have an iPhone, did you see where you have to shut off something where it comes on automatically? It's like AirDrop or something, and anybody can come up behind your phone
Yep.
and touch your phone if they have the same thing and get all your information from it.
If you have it set up that way, right.
Well, it's automatic. If you do the update, it comes on automatic. You have to go in and physically shut it off.
Yeah.
By default it turns on.
I think you may be wrong on that.
No,
I'm not,
I tried. It was on the news, so my wife had me look it up, and sure enough,
okay.
all of ours had it on.
All right.
Captain,
I don't
Kirk.
let him. Hello, Captain Kirk.
Dave, how you doing?
How's everything up there in the Fort Wayne area, Kirk?
Maybe it was just on our phones, Bob, but I would look into it if I were you.
I will.
Do you have your iPad on, Bob?
My what?
Do you have your iPad or your phone?
This is now on the iPad.
Now, do you get to see the messages strolling up?
Here's the phone. Well,
see you later, Ed. We're about out of here too, I think.
I don't get to see the messages up like I should. I see a message or two and then it disappears. I don't see a bunch of them.
That's why I have my iPad set up for my watching. So I'll say hi on mine and show you who I am watching. Well, it won't let me. Oh, there it is.
See, I read Sias, can't wait tonight. Hi, Mike. From Central.
I'm watching on Door County Life on a lake.
What'd you say, Mike?
I'm watching on a separate account. I just put hi from Mike on it. So you guys who just joined, we're on our second scotch. We're on our first cigar. We're both smoking Churchill cigars. How are you cutting your cigar, Bob? With a V cut?
No, not this one this morning. I just a regular cutter.
I use a V cut on mine.
I do some of the times. Some of the cigars are better if you do use a V cut.
So this is starting out fun. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. And
yeah, you stop. I think round 2 will be a bit more interesting.
Maybe a third.
See you later, Dave. Enjoy your work.
Now, see, you must be looking at you must be reading the chat. See, I can't see.
Yeah, on my other channel, I have the thing open. I have the volume off. Actually, I think Winston Churchill preferred the V cut. I don't know what he did. Is that what you read, Bob? That he liked the V cut?
I actually read that he would smoke his cigars down to about, once he got about 2.5, 3 inches, and then he let it go out and he kind of chewed on it for a while. In fact, he liked to do that so much where he would he ordered his cigars from Cuba, and he would order a special wrapper on the end of it that would allow him to chew it for a while and not come apart.
How did you punch it with a finger? You punched it with a big nail. Mike, I read it as you punched it. Hey, Cliff. I read it. You punched it with a fingernail clipper. Sorry. We're on our second scotch, Cliff, and smoking our first cigar. Well, you know what old George Burns said about smoking cigars? He smoked 15 cigars a day.
Yes.
He said the best part of smoking the cigar was taking the wrapper off. He said that's enough excitement for an old guy could take.
Yeah, he was quite a guy.
Cheers, Cliff.
Come here. I gotta hold my dog because my wife's got to go.
So you're ready to? We'll see each other around 1ish.
It's up to you.
We'll do it after our lunch and after our champagne.
Okay, or yeah, shortly after champagne. We're going to have lunch at. I'm going to have lunch at noon, and you're going to have it at 11, right?
Yeah. So and you'll have dinner at 7, and I'll have it at 6.
Yeah.
Then you go to bed at 11, and I stay up 1 more hour.
Good for you.
Drink 4 double martinis a day. Yep, Cliff, and 10 to 15 cigars a day, and he lived to 100.
Yeah, he did. And boy, he always had one. He always had one when he was on stage and on these shows. He was always had a cigar.
Uncle Mike, I don't know if that's for Bob or for me. For me, my wife hates the smell of cigars.
Yeah, my wife hates it too, but she hates the smell of anything.
Enjoy your bacon and eggs, Cliff. Should we sling our hook then, Bob?
Do what?
Should we say goodbye?
It's up to you. You ready to go?
No, I'm going. I thought you said you had to go because your wife was going somewhere.
She's already gone. That was her.
Sorry.
That was her ass just getting out of here. Now it's
Miss
time.
Worm.
Now it's time to party.
The great dame of YouTube.
Miss Worm.
We're on our second scotch. I'm almost finished with it, and our first cigar. They're your heroes, Cliff? I like George. He was a pretty good guy.
George Burns and Gracie Allen.
Fried bologna and eggs. You know what I used to do, Hillbilly Piper, is I would, when we lived in Oklahoma, I would smoke a big old chunk of bologna, and then I'd slice that up and I would fry it for breakfast. I loved it.
Of course, when I was young and poor, bologna's about all we could afford. It was cheap.
Yeah, my big old. Well, the first, Miss Worm, I'll admit, the first scotch, I poured too much scotch in. And my wife was running around getting ready to get washed up, and I got nervous and poured too much scotch. So that might be for why red cheeks. Cliff, I said, we're just about ready to take on the Germans at this stage.
I'm surprised at how well the scotch tasted with the cigars this morning.
Yeah, it's really nice. You'll have to watch my videos and watch how when I first start this cigar. You'll have a laugh. Things I do for videos. But no, it's fun. I was ready and excited for this right away, first thing in the morning. Well, Cliff, Winston he poured just a little bit above the top of the. How do you explain how much? He didn't have a lot of scotch. It was about half a shot, and I did probably a shot or more. I thought I'll just eyeball it.
Miss Worm just asked what time's the next live going to be.
Well, Bob will eat at his time noon and my time 11. So then noon we'll do it. So that'll be 6 o'clock your time. If you're 6 hours ahead of me.
We're going to do it after we eat?
Yeah, so we'll do it after our champagne, and we're on our first brandy and cigar. Cliff, the times got all different because we changed it so Bob wasn't eating at 8 o'clock at night. So it's now the time that we did the schedule is switched for Bob's sake.
Of course, you know it's already 10:30 here now.
Yeah. I've got 9:30. It's 9:30 here.
27. Good morning, pal.
Right now, Miss Worm. What time is it your time? It should be 3:30 almost, right? Yeah, that's what I figured. 6 hours ahead.
Wow.
Well, I'm eating dinner. I'm eating my lunch at 11 o'clock. So then we'll do it after we eat lunch and our champagne.
Hello.
And have our first brandy and our pipe after. So that'll be around noon my time. So 6 o'clock we'll do the next part 2.
Somebody just said hello, but I only get to see
it. Just Searchlight Piper, how are you doing?
I don't know how to make that show up on my screen.
What you need to do is you need to have what I did. You need to have an iPad on the side, watching it on a different account. The Devious Piper.
Oh,
Victoria, British Columbia.
I just now turned it on.
Oh, hey, Devious Piper. My mom used to live, when they first immigrated to Canada, they lived in Kitimat, British Columbia. How far is that from you? Yeah. After the champagne, I can't promise anything. Miss Worm. I don't know what we're doing, Cliff, to be honest. It keeps on changing. But as of right now, it'll be noon my time. Lurker Troy, how you doing? And see you later, Cliff. Thanks for stopping by.
Take care, Cliff. To me, I'm amazing how mankind has a hard time with time. The globe has 24 sections, 24 meridians. We got a 24-hour clock. It ought to be simple.
See you later, Stony. So Cincinnati, Ohio, how far is that from you, Bob?
It's about an hour and 15.
So you're in Indiana, right?
Yes.
And I'm in Wisconsin.
Way up north.
You're probably right, Miss Worm.
Actually, we're having a rainy day here today.
It's a sunny day. It's a nice sunny day here. In fact, they had the Northern Lights you could have saw last night. It was too late for us though.
Yes, Devious Piper.
No, we're having scotch.
Except mine's gone.
Yeah, I've got just a drop left. I've been sipping it. See you later, Cliff. Thanks for watching. Toodle pip. I know you two guys will have a few less brain cells by the end of the day. Lurker Troy, where are you? That's snowing.
Thank you, Devious Piper.
I saw this morning, Miss Worm, about the freezing going on in England.
It's usually raining every time I go over there.
Colorado. That's pretty country.
Troy, whereabouts in Colorado are you? If he answers, I didn't see it.
Did you guys have a freeze this morning, Miss Worm? Where you live?
Lurker Troy, where in Colorado are you? Colorado's a big state.
You need to put.
Oh, Grand Junction. Got
you
it.
need a Lou cozy, Miss Worm. We've had it cold here since the week before, or since the week of Thanksgiving.
Used to have a friend that lived in Grand Junction, Colorado, but I lost track of her.
Hi, Chris. So -1 Celsius that's about 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's about right. Maybe a little colder.
Enjoy your bacon and eggs, Cliff. So you had about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. We had, I think it was 17 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, Miss Worm.
Oh my God. You're colder than we are.
Well, and we're surrounded by Lake Michigan.
So you get lake effect snow all the time.
Actually, it stays like where my sister lives on northern Wisconsin. She lives right on Lake Superior.
Hello,
They're on that northern lake belt. We actually stay a little bit warmer in the winter and a little bit cooler in the summer.
Wow. That's kind of nice.
Miss Wormite, and if you guys just watching, we're on our second scotch. In fact, we just both finished our second scotch. We're on our first cigar. I'm smoking a Romeo and Juliet. We had our breakfast already. I had crumpets, butter and Marmite on them, and corned beef hash. I wanted something to sit in my gut. And Bob had egg and ham.
Hell, Uncle Mike, 50s is all right. It's December, 50s is all right.
Tamper Proof, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping by.
I think my next live I may try the other iPad and see if I can see it better.
I wanted something to hold me over. And of course I love Marmite and crumpets. So I'll have a crumpet with the thing, and I can't eat crumpets without the Marmite. Do you like Marmite, Miss Worm? Yeah. Hey, thanks, Miss Worm, for reminding everyone.
So what you going to have for lunch, Mike?
I'm having lamb chops with mint sauce. I'm having peas, so I can have the mint sauce on the peas, and then I'm going to have some sort of potato stuff. What are you having?
Well, whatever I go in there.
Hi, the occasional Clay Piper.
Hello, Clay Piper. Whenever I go in there and open up the refrigerator and take a look and see what's there.
Thanks, Captain Kurt. Appreciate it.
Take care, Kurt.
I knew Winston Churchill liked lamb, and there was a sale on lamb, so I got some lamb steaks and some lamb chops, since I'll be the only one eating them. So for dinner, I'll have lamb steaks.
I don't know why your wife doesn't like lamb.
She probably would love lamb. She said, I'm not going to eat some cute little animal. She said, cat might taste good too, but I'm not going to eat it. And I said, well, the thing's already dead. You're not killing it. And she won't accept it like that. So we've been married for 20 some years. I just deal with it on day by day. If she doesn't want to eat lamb, I guess she doesn't want to eat it. I love it.
Mickey D's sausage. Egg McMuffin. All right. Well, if she was out on a farm and got to see those calves and those little piglets being born, she probably wouldn't eat beef or pork either.
Well, she grew up on a farm. Her grandparents owned a farm.
Wow.
She can eat all that. In fact, she loved venison. But she always was told it was beef. Until one day her dad told her and her sister, you're eating venison. and she's never ate it again. But she admits she loves it.
Huh. Miss Worm's the vegetarian?
Mr. Worm's a vegetarian. Lives my mom won't eat any meat, but it's just she just doesn't like the taste of anything other than cheese and stuff too. But all right, so Uncle Mike wants us to do a Winston Churchill impression. So I'll start. Did I do? Should I do where the old girl said he was drunk? So the old girl comes up to him and she says, "Mr. Churchill, I believe you are drunk." And he looked at her, took a puff of his pipe or cigar, and said, "Madam, I may be drunk, but in the morning I'll be sober. But you'll still be ugly. Ha ha!" Thanks, Devious Piper.
That's a pretty good one.
Now it's your turn.
Winston Churchill was walking down the street one day with a fellow guy in the parliament. And this guy in the parliament, they're both smoking cigars. And this guy in the parliament, his friend there, had a bad stuttering problem. He would always get excited and go, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." So they're walking down the street one day, and all of a sudden this guy that stutters said, "Did you see that car?" And of course, by the time he got it out, the car was gone. And Winston says, "No, I didn't see that. You said it too late." Then so they're walking on down, and all of a sudden the guy says, "Did you see the hooters on that woman that just passed?" Winston says, "No, I didn't get to see it. You said it too late." So they walk on down, and the guy says, "Did you see?" So Winston had had enough of this shit. He says, "I saw it, I saw it." So the guy said, but why'd you step in it?"
Miss Worm says I did an excellent sound of how English women sound. My wife says every time I do a imitation of a lady, she says they're always screaming berserkly.
This is about when Winston would let his cigars go out,
Hold yours up to the screen too to see if it's the same size as mine.
and he'd start chewing them. Mine's a little less. He'd let them go out. He'd just chew them. Talk.
I'll probably let mine. I'll smoke another inch of mine.
I go to smoke another inch of mine, or my lips will be blistered.
Well, this was fun, guys. We've got on for about 42, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I think we'll start back up. We'll go around noon Central Time. So that's 6 o'clock English time.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock Eastern time, and I couldn't tell you the rest of the time.
It's still pretty good.
They put the best in the middle, and then I still have. Look at me. I've still got half. I can still smoke that halfway down.
Yeah, but you got your wrapper unwrapping.
Because I took that silly ring off of it. Hey, Yusuf, we're just about to say goodbye. 2 more drinks and they'll be measuring something. Maybe. Hold it up to the camera, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alfie! That was a good one.
Well, guys, we've went on 45 minutes, almost 46 minutes on this live.
Yeah.
It is
So
time.
we'll join up after we have our few more scotches, champagne.
Right. Got to keep on the schedule. Mike, did you post a schedule?
Yeah. So noon again. So yeah, we'll get the ones send me. This is. We better quit while we're on top.
That's right.
All right.
You guys have a good day, and I'll see you shortly.
See you in a couple hours. Thanks everyone for watching. This was fun.